everything you need for homemade detergent. Everything. All this stuff you can get at Walmart, including your 5-gallon bucket with lid, your Fells Nappa, just 1 bar. Go ahead and buy a box. You only need 2 cups of Borax and 2 cups of super washing soda. Then you've got all your little utensils you're going to need. Measuring cup for water. This is what you're going to melt your Fells Nappa down in. I'm going to cut it up, the Fells Nappa, and blend it. And then I will show you guys the prep on the stove. I will be back. Okay, so I went ahead and put 8 cups of water on the stove, and I set the stove to medium heat just to give that some time to warm up. And then you're going to open your bar of Fells Nappa, which I already did here just in case. Open the bar. So what it looks like, laundry bar stain remover. Open it. I'm doing this one-handed. Trash aside. This is yeah, you'll see. Be careful with it. It's kind of gross. So I'm just going to cut this up into little blocks so I can then put it in my food processor, because I find that this is easier than grating it with a cheese grater. If you've seen others do so, go to a thrift store and find you one of these and just use it, because it works great. I just want to show you guys how awesome this bar of Fells Nappa just cut up. This never happens. Usually, wherever you buy it, nobody buys these bars, so they're really dry. This is awesome. I've never encountered this. This is like awesome. Once it's in your processor, this is the loudest part. I will blend it and show you what it looks like. Okay, guys, so here is your freshly minced Fells Nappa. This is what you want it to look like. So in the meanwhile, I have taken my 5-gallon bucket, and you're going to fill it halfway full. Halfway full. I haven't filled it up all the way because my little trick is to fill my teapot up and get my water boiling so that this water is full of warm, hot water so everything dissolves nicely. So while take your soap. Everybody say hi to DC. Hey. Good boy. So, take your soap and you're going to put it in your water that you put on here. Now this is the longest part because you don't want this to boil. You want to keep it on medium heat. Wooden spoon. If you're going to use a wooden spoon, stick to the same wooden spoon every time you make soap. As you know, is soap. Now this, we've had it sitting there for a little bit, so on medium heat, stir it up. It's going to get sudsy. You don't want it to get too sudsy. Little bubbles. Just kind of keep an eye on it. Keep it stirred. You're going to want to keep this on medium until all of these little chunks are gone, and it's going to look milky, and I'll show you what it'll end up looking like. And just stir it here or there. Put it to the side. Keep an eye on it. Make sure that it's not boiling. Keep it on medium heat. And then over here I've got my little teapot because I'm going to fill this up the rest of the way with that hot water. Now, the messy business. You're not going to do anything with this stuff yet. We're just going to measure it out. Sometimes it's chunky. You want to get all the chunks out of it, and that's where the food processor comes in. Let me dry this out. Just a little. Oh, well, that's good enough for me. And you can see here you've got your 2 cups. Now, you'll see on some recipes where it calls for 1. Just do 2. we're dirty people, I guess. 2 works best for me. So, kids, anything like that get dirty, 2. 2 cups of everything. You just open it up from the side. And if you look on the back of this, it says greasy dirt stains, food stains, other stains. This cleans blood. So, remember that, guys. 2 cups. So I'm going to measure out 2 cups of each, and I will be right back. Alright, once again, we're back to the pot because it is pretty much dissolved. I'm going to say this is good because it's starting to steam. I don't want it to boil. You just want to make sure that, let me keep it on here, that there aren't any big chunks. These little ones aren't the end of the world. But if you had a bunch of chunks, then good luck, because the chances of your stuff separating is great. The key to this is to make sure that all your water you're using is warm, hot, so everything dissolves. Now, I'm going to shut this off and pray because I have metal handles, so I need to use. And I filled my bucket the rest halfway full of hot water, warm water, as long as it's warm. And I'm going to pour this into this. So stand by. Okay, so I mix it together. The water and the Feldnapha. And then you take your mix and you're just going to lightly drizzle it in. Just lightly. You don't want to clump it up. I'm going to put about half of it in. I'm going to give it a little stir just to make sure with your wooden spoon. Now careful because it's going to be hot. Chances of your spoon not touching the bottom are great, but I didn't fill this up all the way, so oops. But it'll still work. Okay, and then I'm going to sprinkle the rest. Sprinkle it in. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. I just dumped that. Oops. Now this is the part where you really want to stir and stir. But I'm going to cheat. Because I've been doing this for so long that I have this cool little attachment to the drill. Because this is going to get hard. This is going to gel up. So this is where you just stir it. You want to make sure you get all of the powder and stuff mixed up. It's supposed to look soapy like this. Now keep in mind this is concentrate. In 24 hours, once this is all stirred up, you're going to put the lid on it. And in 24 hours, take the lid off and this is going to be hard. In fact, in the next 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, it's going to get hard. And then whoever has a hubby with a drill and this cool little attachment that you can get anywhere, I think it mixes joint compound or something, grout, who knows. You're going to need the strength of a man or mother's hand to stir this once it's gelled, because it is literally snot. So, that is how you make laundry detergent. Stir it up. Put your lid on it. This is crust from former laundry making. It's going to happen. Alright, so you can use anywhere from a cup, less than a cup, half a cup, as much as you desire in your laundry. It is good for a HE, I believe, and front loading. And if you have anyone that's allergic to fragrances or anything, I heard this works great too. Alright, well, I hope that this helped you guys, because you know I can't type and explain stuff. So, enjoy! Happy laundry!